I'm going to say hello and welcome to a new vlogging camera that I'm trying out. As you can see, the guys are behind me. We're shooting. This would be a good test for the sound quality anyway, wouldn't it? We're looking for a little waterfall, apparently. I can't remember what the name of the place is, but the signpost is just still on the bridge. So I'm interested to see what the sound quality is like on this and the video quality and stuff like that. The image stabilization is supposed to be better, but I'm shooting on the new GoPro Hero Black 8. So this is a little bit of an outing for it. It's brand new, I only got it this week. I'm interested to see how it handles what we're doing. This is where we're going, just changing the subject. Cotter Force. We are up in North Yorkshire moors or dales or whatever you want to call them, and never been here before, don't know how to get through. Hello, we are back. Guess what? Battery failure. So my first thing and my first problem with this GoPro Hero 8 is, what the hell's going on with the battery? This is brand new. I charged the battery Wednesday evening, so I've got two fully charged batteries. I've put the battery, I've switched this on, it's been in my bag, it's not been turned on. I haven't got the speak activated, I don't think I've got GPS activated, but the battery went dead within the first 3 minutes, about the first 3 minutes of me using this GoPro. So God only knows what's up with the battery, so I'll put the new one in, let's see how this goes for the rest of the day. I haven't even got a charger with me for the other one, so we will see how we make it up. Anyway, Cotter Force, I've got one misty, they're taking the mick behind me here, look at them. They're taking the mick because I've got one misty glass and one clear one, it's really cool. Let me turn around that way so I'll get a bit of wind on this glass, see if I can get this one to work. But yeah, there's our waterfall. That's what we're going to be shooting. Oh my God, look at Paul's umbrella, this is cool, come and have a look at this. And look at Andrew, Andrew's here. Never met Andrew before, he's on the meetup, and he's got one of these wicked tripods that's bigger than a human being. This is really muddy around here, but this is cool. What have we got here? Yes, look at this, a clamp for your umbrella. That's really good. So we're all going to be standing and borrowing his tripod today. That's a brilliant idea. Right, anyway, back to the subject. Oh crikey, this is dead muddy here. That's what we're shooting. Loads of water because it's wet, it's raining. It's quite an unpleasant day, but we are out and we've already got cameras busting out. This is going to be a day about Fuji's. We are going to totally ignore this guy again because he's brought a sodding Nikon with him. So we're not talking to him today, he's totally irrelevant to the conversation. I'll try and copy him out the images. So yeah, Cotter Force, what a powerful looking waterfall that is. I think the images are down there, somewhere more in the middle, but there's definitely a few to be taken. I'm going to have a play with a polarizer, play with the longer exposures maybe, and see how we get on. So yeah, that's a bit of a test for the GoPro Hero 8. I'll chat to you in a little bit when I've got my camera and stuff sorted out, and let's hope the battery lasts a bit longer. We've got the camera set up, here we are. We'll come down a little bit lower. I'm right next to Mr. O, who's just got a corking little shot. He's using a reverse grad. No, not a normal grad, but upside down to slow the water down, which is pretty cool. The beauty with these Fujis is, we nearly had filters in the water. The beauty with the Fujis are, the lens diameter is quite small, so you can get away with using half of your filters, which is quite a good idea. I've not done it much myself, but I was going to try it last week and never did, and just seeing Owen do it as well. So yeah, it's a good idea that. It's a bit of a bonus for having a smaller lens. Camera's set up as you can see, look at this. I'm in a vertical orientation and I'm going to start with something simple. It's a wide angle lens. I've had problems with this lens. I hope I can get the shot before it actually packs up on me. So I've had a lot of issues with it the last week or so. I'm in a vertical position and I'm aiming the camera down. The reason is because when I set the camera up just now, there's a beautiful little red leaf. Look at these little red leaves down here. Some lovely little red leaves I thought would be really nice in the bottom of the image, so I popped them right down in the bottom right hand corner, and I've got a bit of a lead in from the edge of the grass, which Simon might just be in at the moment. I'm not sure, he wasn't just now, but I'll just check it in a minute and boot him out of the way, but I'm doing the talking and I've got a bit of a lead in from the bank that's in the water in the river, and then you've got the waterfall right over in the far distance, sort of up on the top left hand side. I'm not going to bother with any long exposure filters or anything at the moment. I'm going to wind the f-stop up. I'm going to go up to a bigger aperture to give me sort of f14, 16 maybe, just to slow it down as much as I can. I only want a slight bit of movement in the water. It's not very white looking, it's very brown because it's quite a torrent. Camera's covered up with a bag at the moment, so that way I can set the camera up, I can see through the bag, I can actually set my composition up before I actually take the bag off. So yeah, that's pretty much that. So I'm going to set this up now just to make sure it's finalised, move a couple of little twigs away from the bottom of the image, shoot the shot, show you what we're getting, and make the most of being out in the rain. In that last little clip, a little bit of focus stacking as well. I focus down here, right down in the foreground, to make sure the foreground's nice and sharp. I also focus mid-ground. At f16 it was just a bit too long. It was giving me a 3-second exposure, which is just far too long for what I wanted really. It just smoothed it out too much. So I've backed it off to f9. At f9 it's giving me a 1-second exposure, and 1 second's definitely enough to get a lot of movement in that water. The good thing with today is because it's overcast, there's no direct shadows, there's no harsh light on the water, and it's not blowing the water out, so you don't have to mess with your exposure too much. A straight shot will probably do it. I've also got the polarizer on, and I've wound the polarizer down so the water's really, really dark. It just makes all the shiny bits sort of stand out a bit. Now I'm going to move around this way, because as you move round, as you come round this side, at the moment, like I said, I was shooting straight up there. As you move around this side, you've got all these lovely golden colours and all the autumn colour on the trees. So we've definitely got to come around here and get a slightly wider shot across that way, a horizontal image, and get all these lovely golds and yellows over there on the other side of the bank, because they're absolutely beautiful. There's some reds and all sorts of colours. So I reckon them colours and the deep dark texture of the water, I think them colours will really pop out. I'm going to try to process the image with the autumn effect. The autumn effect, there's a lot of things on Google about the autumn effect. If you check it out, you'll find it. It's a fantastic effect for these sort of conditions. So I'm going to give it a go on the images. If it works, I'll show you. But let's get this camera set up over that side now, over towards Andrew. Paul's going in the water, so this could be interesting. He's proper in the water. He's moving the leaf. Look, he's gardening. Well worth it. So yeah, I'm going to set the camera up and I'll come back to you and tell you what it is I've got set up and how I'm shooting the image. Right, well I think that worked quite well. It's a little bit difficult to set the camera up, especially when you've got a polarizer and thing on the front and there's no filter cover, no lens hood, so you're getting the rain coming down the top. So I've been holding the bag, pretty much holding the bag over the top of the camera like that, just so that I can actually get the shot without getting too much water on top of the front, on the lens. It just stays clean all the time. Horizontal shot, like I said, I've got these lovely golden bronzy coloured leaves on the left hand side, the waterfalls over on the right hand side. I've zoomed it in a little bit to try and eliminate the sky, because there's no sky to look at. There might be a couple of little gaps in the top of the image. I just need to clone in a little bit of leafage just to hide that little top bit. We've got the greens down in the bottom there. We've also got some greens down in the bottom on this side as well. And again, I've balanced the exposure. F9 was giving me about 1.5 seconds, maybe a little bit too long. So I went down to f8, that's given me about a second, which is just enough. Plenty of movement in the water, smooths out the water down there, and the polarizer just eliminates all the glare. So yeah, I think that bronzy colour, I've been longing for an autumn shot, because everyone's out at the moment shooting autumn, and I kind of miss the things. I'm always late on the ball. So yeah, I'm glad I've got one shot this year that's got some autumn colour in it, because like I say, I've been round and everywhere seems to be gone or not quite in it. So made up with that. I just hope it processes as good as I can see it in the top of my head, because that's going to be stunning. I would like to try and get in the river. If I can get in the river and get across, which I'm tempted to try, I'm going to try and get over onto that bank there. If I can get onto that bank, I think that scene would be absolutely phenomenal. I really do. So I'm going to see if I can get across. If I can get across this water safely, I will do, or without getting too wet. But I'm going to get wet, aren't I? Another bit of a test for the GoPro. I've just balanced you on a rock now, so we're a little bit further away just to see. But yeah, I've got another composition set up. I've come over a tree. I've come a little bit closer to the waterfall, so I'm turned slightly now, and I'm looking more towards the trees. And the weather, it's just non-stop raining at the moment. As I say, I've got the bag over the top of the camera, and all I'm doing really is just lifting the bag up. which is quite difficult in these conditions, is lifting the bag up, holding it over the top of the lens, making sure the camera's switched on. I loosen off my tripod slightly, and then I can move the camera around. And look at this, the camera is now 40 again. I'll just show you this. My lens is now packed up. I've already got the shots, but this is the problem I've been having with this lens. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I'm going to have to take the lens off now and give it a bit of a bang, which is what I've been doing, knocking it, so whether something's jamming, and then I'm putting the lens back on. That's the first time it's done it today, and I hope it's not going to do it this weekend. I've already taken the shots, thank God. I've taken a couple of images. I've taken one slightly tighter. I've got down here in the bottom corner, I've got this little branch in the water which is causing a little bit of a flow and a ripple, leading you through the image. I've got a bit of a rock in it as well, and then the waterfall's over on the right hand side, and then this patch of bronzy coloured leaves on the tree the other side. I've then gone slightly wider, which is bringing in a little bit of the sky. I think I prefer the wider shot. Again, same composition, waterfall on the right hand third, leaves on the left hand thirds, and the little twig and the branch in the bottom corner with all the little gold leaves on. I will actually be honest, I put a couple of the gold leaves on there. I kept throwing leaves in to try and get 1 or 2 gold leaves just to make that branch stick out a little bit, and I think it works. There was already leaves on it, mine. I've got a tiny twig, a little bit of grass sticking up. I'm going to have to clone that out, but other than that I think the image is quite nice. About a second. I've moved my ISO up to 250 to keep my shutter speed at a second because it's quite dark in here, so you need to let a little bit more light in by adjusting the ISO. F8 again, quite a nice shot, and I've also focus stacked. I've focused down in the foreground, I've focused in the midground, and I've focused on the waterfall and the trees in the distance. So I'm going to have to sort this lens out now. If I don't succeed with this lens, I'm going to have to put something else on and shoot with a different lens. Really annoyed by this, so I don't know what's going on, Fuji. If anyone can tell me if they've had similar problems. I just switch the lens on, it goes into turn camera off, fault mode. It doesn't give you a fault mode, it just says turn camera off, and the screen's flickering on the back like it's lost its connections to aperture and stuff. It's just not working. I've tried all sorts, tried cleaning the contacts, everything. The only thing that seems to work is I give it a bit of a Compton slap and I can get it to work. So I might try it again in a minute, give it a slap, see if I can get another couple of shots out of it. Otherwise we're going over to the Samyang 12mm, and then I've got to mess around with filters. Yeah, another couple of shots done. I'm trying not to make the video too long either. I might just video this area and maybe do another video in a different area, but at the moment we're all enjoying ourselves at the moment in the rain the best we can. And I do need to move a little bit closer, try and get as close as I can. So let's see what happens, see if I can get this lens sorted out. Enjoy these couple of images and I'll be back to you in a minute. Hard draw. Right, we've just gone through the car park, parked the car up, all got our gear on, soaking wet again, still raining, gone through, get to the little cafe. You've got to pay £2.50 to go and have a look at the waterfall. So if you want to come and have a look at Hard Draw Falls, whatever it is, Hard Draw Force, and you're parking here in the Green Dragon, don't bother. Who wants to pay £2.50 in the rain to go and have a look at a waterfall? Now, we did say if we all bought drinks and coffees and stuff like that, cake, nope, she's still not interested. So we're going to call it here, we're not going to bother. So they've lost out on that one. We're going to head up now to the next one. Don't know what the name of it is, but I'll see you there, and hopefully you don't have to pay and go and look at that. Well, it did say smile, you're on camera. What else are you supposed to do? Sat nav's talking to us. Yeah, what we're doing at the moment now, we're working our way through this book. Like I say, the Yorkshire Dales guidebook, photography guidebook. I mentioned it a couple of times and I'll mention it again. It's the Long Valley books, put together by Ellen Bonus. Sat nav shouting at me. I'm in a lucky situation that Owen's driving for us again this weekend, which is absolutely brilliant of him, and it's given me the chance to be able to talk to you while we're moving and to look and have a check out on the directions and stuff like that. Not that I'm very good, I normally end up getting lost. I'm getting attacked by my bag. Yeah, so we're going towards now the next one, number 25 in the book, which is Semerwater, S-E-M-E-R. It's a little lake and it's got parking right next to it, so that's the plan. We're going to head down that way and have a look and see what's down there. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll find something to photograph for you and show you what's going on. We're here, we've made it, and it's still raining. It's about 11:30ish. I think the rain's given till about 3 o'clock. We're in the car park, and this is really interesting for a car park. It's underwater, but with the tide being in like it is, it's giving some quite interesting grey images. I think we're going to be going for a really long exposure, so it might be a good time to test out the old long exposure 10 stop and smooth out the water, get rid of all the rain, totally smooth it. There's a lovely little fence over here which is begging to be photographed. I know it's a bit of a horrible looking fence, but it's definitely a fence with a reflection leading line into the hills, and there's a little bit of low cloud over there in the distance. We've also got a big lump of rock over there in the water that's going to get a photograph again looking down the valley. Conditions are grey, so that's what we're going for. We're going for grey, long exposure and sort of minimal, semi-minimal images. But yeah, the car park, like I say, is pretty much underwater. So yeah, pay and display. Don't forget to pay and display. Right, well, you've caught me mid-action. I've got my umbrella out, I'm holding it up in the air. It's not quite as fancy as Paul's, which is behind me, all clipped to his tripod and that. I've got the camera set up really high. Again, the tripod's up as high as it will go. I'm looking down this nice bit of a leading line with this fence. I know it's not the most beautiful of fences or anything. Just trying to keep my camera with my tripod, the umbrella high. But it's leading down into the valley. I've got a 10 stop on there. The idea is to smooth the water out. Now, I've estimated a guess. I'm at f11 ISO 160. I'm estimated a guess. I wound the camera to 1 minute 60 seconds it is. So it's on about 6 seconds left. So I'm going to see it's either going to be blown out and completely overexposed, or it'll be pretty cool. So 1 second. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's just flick on play and have a little nose. Bear with me. It's coming on. Yeah, that's not bad for a minute. Not bad at all. I thought it would have been a bit blown out, so I can afford to probably go a little bit more. So I might wind it back to maybe f10, f9, just to get a little bit more light in and try again. But it's very grey, it's very overcast, there's not much you can do. There's a tiny little bit of cloud over there in the distance, but other than that, that's all we're really going to get here. But I'm going to class this bit of an area as a play area. I'm just going to play with the filters and see if I can do a few long exposures and just smooth everything out, the lot. 1 minute exposures, 2 minute exposures, just so I can get wet, really. I've got myself a fantastic brolly dolly. He's doing a grand job here of holding a brolly for me. Good old Mr. O. I've come down into the woods. Now I've got down nice and low. I'm shooting really low across the water. I'll spin you around so you can have a look. You can see the camera's right down low. I've got the legs in the water. I'm still on the edge of the water's edge. We've got these two lumps of rock, two big boulders that are in the water, which I've seen photographs of and they're a bit further out, but I love the colours behind it. I love all the different autumn colours in the greens along the water's edge. I can't get low enough to get rid of the bright highlight in the bottom corner. That was a 50 second. I'm just going to move it up to a 60 at f8. Just a little bit more light in. 7.1. I do. While I'm talking to you. 7.1 f8. Minute exposure. Yeah, I've got these two big rocks and then all the colours behind it. I've got the polarizer so it's eliminating any shiny glare, and I've got this bit of cloud, low cloud that's coming over the top of the hill that's giving you a nice bit of texture in the sky, which is grey, but it is texture and it's not just plain white. I've taken a couple of normal exposures, I've bracketed the shots to try and get all the detailing, and now I'm doing these massively long exposures, which should smooth out all the little water droplets in the water. I actually like the little water droplets, it gives that atmosphere, so it might be a balance between the two. But I've got a little bit at the bottom of the corner, the bottom left hand side. I'll show you the image with it in. There's a light strip obviously from the reflection, and I really do not like it, so I might try and clone it out, see if I can get rid of it somehow or darken it So I'll show you the image before, the natural proper one, the finished article, and then I'll show you another one which I've gone even further and just to sort of try and make it look better if I can. I've just broke the twig off a tree, sorry. But yeah, the boulders are really nice, and like I say, the autumn colours, oh, I've got to stand up a bit. The autumn colours are pretty phenomenal. And yeah, you couldn't do it without me cameraman, because there's water spots all over the camera. Not the cameraman, me brolly dolly. That's better, that's quite a nice, that's not bad though. It's got a nice, nice reflection, nice rocks, just make sure they're nice and sharp. Oh, they're beautiful, fantastically sharp. And the one thing I was concerned about by getting down low was just clipping the top of the rock against the, like the water line, the horizon line. But that is fantastic. In fact, it would even work if I cloned. I know what I'm going to do, and I've convinced myself now by seeing that image. I am going to go and get my long lens on, as long as everyone's okay waiting a few minutes. I'm going to put my long lens on, I'm going to come back over to this spot, and I'm going to shoot exactly the same thing with a longer lens. That way I can zoom in a bit tighter, same sort of setting, same long exposure, and I'm going to shoot it again. So yeah, that's the big test. Got the big lens on, as you see, and I've still got my amazing brolly dolly. He's doing a fantastic job. He's following me around. Tell you, anyone want a man wife, get you one like this, because this guy is awesome, aren't you? Yes. He is. He's a good lad. He really is. Right, long lens is on, 5140, and I'm at about 110 mil, I think. I'm doing a 60-second exposure. Again, this is a bit of a guess. ISO 160. I've gone on to timer mode on the Fuji, which is fantastic. You can actually wind your actual shutter speeds up, so I can wind it up to 60 seconds. It's looking dark through the viewfinder, but with the 10 stop on, 60 shouldn't be far off. I'm at f6.4 because I want that shallow depth of field. When you see this image, you'll see exactly the reason why. And oh, wow, 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 wow! I don't normally get wowed too much by an image, but that is pretty awesome. I'm going to focus in on the rock. You can see every single bit of grass or moss on the rock. That is fantastic. What do you reckon, Mr. Rose? Do you reckon that's all right? It's all right, yeah. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? We've got the rock. We've got the rock on the bottom thirds, and the rock reflection is absolutely perfect in the water. And by coming down low, I've managed to eliminate all the glare from the light. The polarizer, if you roll the polarizer around, and I will video a little bit on the back of the camera, and in fact I'll do that now. Let's take this off so I can show you. I've actually put the record on first. So again, right, I'm going to roll the polarizer around, and you should be able to see the top of the rock changing colours, and the highlight, and what it's doing is it's separating it from the water behind it. So that's pretty cool. So we'll stop that and come back to me on the GoPro, and we're still filming on the Hero 8. I need to sort my polarizer back out, but yeah, that really does make a lot of difference. So I'm going to do another exposure, but this time I'm going to do something slightly less. So I'm going to put the 6 stop in, stretching my knees. Oh, ouch! I'm getting old to be bending like this. I'm going to put the 6 stop in and do another exposure. But that was really nice. I really like that. I think you'll enjoy that one. So have a look at this. I'll change the camera over, put the 6 stop in, and I'll come back to you. We've just had a nice burger, a Wensleydale burger, which was absolutely gorgeous, and a big chunk of cake. Feel totally fat now, and overweight, and underdressed. No, I don't. I feel a bit bloated, to be honest. We're back in the guidebook. That's the plan for today. We're following the guides, aren't we? I'm not sure what number we're on. I think it's number 26 now. Yeah, number 26, Millgill Falls. That's where we're heading next to the next one. It's about a 20-minute walk, and we've got to park in the little village. So we're going to find the parking. Postcode's in the book. We've got a little map to show us where to go and how to get to the actual waterfall. So this should be quite a big waterfall, this one, with the way the water is at the moment. It stopped raining, so let's see what we end up with when we get there. So I'll switch you back on when we get there and show you the waterfall. actually. That's really pretty. I love the colours of that. Yeah, you're right, so I'll go down and have a look. That's beautiful. Nervous when I've got my camera in my hand, my phone. Now we're heading towards the waterfall, as you may have already gathered from what I said last time. But we got stopped at this little area here. Look at the oranges and the golds on these trees. So I've just taken a couple of shots there and I got myself a nice little selfie. But as we stopped here, I'm going to go back to the little bridge that we came across just now. You just have to excuse the camera a moment. I'm doing this real time, trying to get through this little tiny hole. Coming across this bridge, and I really don't want to drop you, is absolutely stunning. I love the oranges, and I hope you can hear the noise isn't too bad. Owen's got his drone out in this little confined area. What a man. But look at this here, look at the oranges behind there. So I'm going to shoot myself a shot with these and see if I can actually get something to work, because I think it's beautiful. So I'll have a go at this. I won't hold the camera because I can't do both things. I haven't got a tripod for you. So, and yeah, this is another test for this little GoPro Hero 8 that I'm on. Look at the water, absolutely fantastic. We haven't even got to the waterfall yet. Found myself a little resting point for you. I've got the camera set up now. Quite simple. I'm not going to put too much effort into this because this is not where we're going to end up. I've got the camera right up close to the railing, and I'm just putting the waterfall on a diagonal. So I've got the water flow coming through on a diagonal. I've got all the oranges up in the top side, and I've got a tree leaning in as well, which I actually quite like. It's sort of a triangular shape. I've got a polarizer on the front, so I'm going to spin that. Oh wow, what a difference that makes. The polarizer is really making it quite dark, which is pretty cool. Hang on, what's going on? My camera's having a fit. It's doing a bracket shot. Press the button by mistake. That actually looks pretty good. Right, let me roll it over so I can show you what we're doing. Right, so the polarizer is making a massive difference. So I've rolled the polarizer around so it's dead dark. Makes the water look jet black with a little bit of a bronzy tinge to it. And the reason it's got a bronzy tinge to it is because of the peat in the water. It looks really good. Right, let's focus this. Let's get this on a 2-second timer. Let's take a proper shot, focused, not by mistake. So I'm focusing down in the water on ISO 160 as normal, or best I can. And I left that on auto, proper amateur moment. Let's go back onto 160. Right, 160, balancing the histogram. It's given me 1 second exposure at f8, which is absolutely perfect for water, I think. Just enough to get that movement, but not too long that it makes it all into silky water. And the textures in the water on that are beautiful. Because of the peat's giving me those lines in the water. I really like that. I think that's a cracking little shot for just literally standing on this bridge. So there's another one done. I might try a couple more in this area, but that is beautiful. There's enough movement in it. It's made nice smooth water, little white, little brown stripes in the water where the peat, you know, the colour of the water is. Little cascades, orange leaves, stunning. Well, how amazing is this? And the battery's just about to go on my little GoPro. I've got another one in my pocket with a few ounces left on it. I do hope you can hear me. This is a massive test for the volume on this GoPro. It really is. Just the water, the sound down here is thundering, absolutely thundering. We're down in a chasm, in a chasm I do. And the water coming over here is absolutely immense. We've all seen it, and you could not see the smiles on our faces were massive. This is absolutely phenomenal. The colours, the greens, the yellows on the leaves on the ground, the water everywhere, the reflection, the shines, the colour of the water even with a brown tinge to it. It is absolutely amazing. Really is fantastic. Everybody is camera out and taking photographs. I'm going to get my camera down here. I've got my camera set up in a vertical shot for my first one. I'm not going to talk you all through them all because I'm going to try and get a few shots as I can. But at the moment we're sat down here. We've come down a little bit lower than the others. We've got this lovely leading line from the rocks at the bottom here. We've got a diagonal line coming into the bottom corner of the image, right down in the bottom right hand corner, leading you up round, up into the falls that are tunneling off the top of there. That is absolutely phenomenal. Cracking little photograph. 1/3 of a second, ISO 160. I think I'm on f8, which is have a look for you. F10 just to get myself that shutter speed just right. It doesn't have to be too slow because the power and the movement in this water is phenomenal. Just look at this next to me. That is just flying past. We've also got a shot over there, that rock, that fallen tree with the leaves on it, and the water rushing over, stunning. There's a little trickles coming down there, long lens, absolutely stunning. The leaves, the colours are just fantastic. So I'm going to get myself a few shots here. I will try and talk you through it if I can get the battery going, but absolutely buzzing. This is brilliant. Millgill Force or Millgill Force, come and visit. Come and visit. Millgill. Oh right. Getting your shot. I'm in the shot. He's got a wide angle on. I'm getting told off. Right, I'm going to shut you off now. Enjoy these couple of images and absolutely fantastic. The B-roll here, I'm going to B-roll this to death. Beautiful. A little bit more battery on action, so I'm pretty much up and running again. I've just come down a little bit low, as you can see. I'm pretty close down to the water. I've been over that side. It's pretty slippy on these rocks, but I had to do it. So I've got this lovely little trail of water. I tried to shoot a panoramic, but until I get back, guys, I don't know whether it's going to work, so you're really going to find out way before I am. Yeah, I really hope it works. The panoramic looked awesome. I'm now shooting again. I've got the wide angle on. As you know, my wide angle earlier on in the day is packed up on me, so I'm shooting on the Samyang. It's a 12mm, which is pretty wide, it's pretty good. So I've got it all set up in manual. I'm focused on this rock down here. Everything's in focus pretty much. I've got this little trail of water coming down the side on the left-hand side. Massive torrent of water coming down the middle, and that rock fixed right in the middle on the third. It looks absolutely stunning. I think it's going to pop out these colours really, really nice. Absolutely fantastic images. I've been shooting just under the second, sort of a third of a second, half a second, something like that. It's plenty fast enough, and I'm pretty close to the water, as you can see. It's pretty close, and I don't want to slip because this stuff is quite slippy underfoot. But yeah, this is fantastic. I absolutely love this place. Really, really do. Right, you've just got me setting up for a bit of a slight pano. I've put the big lens on now. I'm back out at 50mm, but it's such a lovely lens, I really wanted to get it out. The polarizer's on. I've got the polarizer set so it's actually fully polarizing the water, and I'm just turning it round on the pano just to make sure it's working, and it is alright. I need to knock it out of auto. I can't have it on auto on a panoramic. We're going to try and pick a shutter speed. We've got 1 second, where are we, 0.2 of a second. For 0.2 of a second it's a little bit dark, so what I've got to do to adjust that is just go back round on a single shot. Sorry, I'm making a mess. Right, I'm going to adjust my ISO. I'm doing this cack-handed. I'm going to bring my ISO now up to 250. We're going to go up to 320 ISO. That's giving me a shutter speed of 1/4 of a second. That's just enough. It's going to give me some water movement, and the pano's just going to flip in from here. I've got this lovely static, twisty old piece of branch or old trunk in the water, and the brown water's flowing over the top. It's really, really, really nice. So I'm going to start slightly wider. 2 second timers. I'm going to take a shot looking just past the piece of wood. Then we're going to move it across a little bit. I've got the wood now in the top corner. 2 second timer. Then we're going to move it across a bit. The wood's now bang in the middle. And we're going to move it across. The water texture's amazing. Now I've got it on the left hand side. And this is a nice photo on its own. And then we're going to move it past, so it's going past the left hand of the image. And now we're going to go past the waterfall into the plunge pool. Absolutely tremendous. And we're going to go past the plunge pool just to make sure we've got all the details in. I think that'll make a nice little image, a nice little panoramic with all the beautiful textures and the browns and the little tiny yellow leaves on the tree. Absolutely fantastic. I'm loving this place, I can't say it enough. Owen's got his drone up, my drone's in the car, absolutely gutted, so if he's getting some footage I'll pinch a little bit off of him just to show you the force on this water. It's amazing. I'm now going to set up now and try and get a couple of little intimate shots because the texture cannot be walked away from. Hey, up the drone's here. Here it is. Say hello, wave to yourself. Pretty cool. Right, let's get some more images set up. This is going to be a massive video, I'm ever so sorry, but you've got to see this. Absolutely fantastic. Well, we've come away from the water's edge, so you can probably hear me now. And as you see, we've got the motley crew behind us. I think we've had a pretty good day. Good day? Good day. Thumbs up. We've got a thumbs up from Andrew. We're heading back now, so we're not going to go to the next waterfall. I think enough's enough. Enough excitement for one day. I haven't had lots to drink either, apart from that one coffee, so I need to get some water inside me. So we're going to head back, and behind you, you'll see in a moment we get to the top of this hill, the sun's come out. The day is completely transformed. So we are hoping and counting on a nice sunset this evening. So if it's looking good, I will video it for you, but that'll be next time. We'll do a sunset and then we'll do the sunrise, and tomorrow we've got big plans. Tomorrow we're off to Gordale Scar. Never been there before, very excited to be going. So yeah, look at this sunshine. So now we're going to dry out all our clothes, dry out the cameras, try not to slip down this bank, and yeah, so please like and subscribe as per normal. If you're new to the channel, hit the little notification bell and you can watch some more of my crazy antics. And it's not always the same, we do mix it up a little bit. Yeah, look at that sunshine. If you're a regular, thanks for watching, thanks for sticking to it. This has probably been an absolutely long one, but we showed you lots of waterfalls today and I hope you've enjoyed them. I've had a good time. I hope you've had a good time. See you next time. Ciao for now. And you knew it was going to happen. I've just remembered one more thing. I've got a workshop. Me and Jason Jones. 13th, 14th and 15th of December. We are doing a workshop. 3 days, 3 nights. Accommodation, breakfast, and look at the light over there. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Anyway, yeah, 3 days, 3 nights, food, and we're also going to drive you around in the daytime. And I've got a funny feeling these are getting the lenses out, so we ain't going much further. So yeah, workshop December 13th, 14th, 15th. If you can't do the Friday, let me know. We'll sort it out just for the weekend and I'll adjust the price accordingly. Check out jasonjones.co.uk or Paul Compton, PDphotography.co.uk, or message me on Facebook, Instagram, anything you want to do, Instagram or anything, and we'll sort you out. Don't miss it, it's going to be epic. North Wales, Dinorah Quarry, Glenberris, Lone Tree, Watkins Path, the Penny Pass. We're going to go up Cleanhead Wall and Ogwyn Valley. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, check that one out. Full workshop, brilliant day. Now I'm going. Ciao.